So you're very welcome to the final League of Ireland Premier Division review. I'm here in Talca Park, which is quiet, very subdued. The away fans actually haven't been allowed to leave yet, but they have nothing to celebrate here. But I guess Aidan Fitzmaurice, apart from having to support Shamrock Rovers next week, the mood is a lot better in Drogheda, where Bohemians, the away fans there, will be very happy. We have a few things to get wrapped. I mean, it was a 0-0 draw here. I'll be quick here. I don't think St. Patrick's would get enough to win this game. They were very lucky that Shelbourne missed a couple of chances in stoppage time, and while they started well, a few penalty shouts, he didn't do enough across the 90 minutes, which meant a winner in Drogheda would be enough. And having lost every game to Drogheda this season in 1-0 defeats, Bo's got it done tonight, Ado.
They got it done. It was a great game. I mean, full house here. 3 goals in the first, in quickfire in the first half. Really, I did think there were going to be more goals. There was going to be cards. We did see Josh Thomas sent off for get a straight red. I suppose we were pretty nervy. I suppose a little bit in the second half. They knew that one wouldn't be enough. They did push. Drogheda were in the game. They put on Warren Davis and Thomas Alua. Drogheda really pushed. You know, we talk a lot about Bohemians making Europe, but Drogheda still is the club pretty sore about missing out on Europe last year. This was their chance to maybe get back. But Bows really, I mean, Drogheda will look back, the concession of the third goal, when people watch it back, Luke Dennison played it out to Andy Quinn. Andy Quinn has been superb for Drogheda this year, probably one of their best players. He just played the ball to Colin Whelan, just gave it to him on a plate. That was Drogheda really done. And then Ross Tierney got the fourth in injury time. So Bows had it done. I suppose there was a little bit of nerves here and a little bit of fake news. You know, a couple of the Drogheda fans sore at losing out. Didn't want to see Bows getting there at their expense. So shouts of go on Mason Mealy at those suggestions here. And again, we're all relying on data and trying to find out what's going on Talca Park and not reliable information. So when somebody shouts out, as somebody from Drogheda did, go on Mason Mealy, it looks like it was bad news for Bows, but that was fake news. Pats didn't get the win. Bows got the win. And I suppose both of them, Drogheda and Bows, really kind of get...
Was John Mountney lucky to stay in the pitch? That seems to be a bit of a talking point that's coming through from some people.
He definitely was, yeah. Yeah, he definitely was. He's booked in the second minute, and then for the incident that led up to Drogheda's equaliser, it was a foul by both incidents where John Mountney and Conor Kane. Drogheda adamant that John Mountney should have been sent off, and that was clear when he was allowed to stay on. But the first thing after the goal went in was by Alan Reynolds was to take off John Mountney because they knew he'd get sent off again. So Drogheda will look at that, and Kevin Doherty might look at that and see. You know, they did profit from the decision. You know, they get a goal from that incident. A great ball in from Shane Farrell and a finish from Conor Keeley. But again, I don't know if that would have changed the game hugely. I mean, the decision in terms of Mountney didn't go their way, but I mean, Bows, you know, the free kick and that decision by Mountney did cost them. So, you know, those small margins, but overall, really in the last half hour, Drogheda, they had a really good possession for about 15-20 minutes and just didn't do enough with it to punish Bows.
Yeah, so elsewhere, I mean, as I said, I think probably the St. Pat post-mortem will continue. I should say as well, Mason Amelia had a nice moment with the fans after. Again, he brought the fight here, but probably just deserved better from those around him. Now, Shelbourne, I suppose, was a little bit deflated by the fact that they weren't second was out of the question probably early enough when Derry ahead. Michael Duffy, definitely a player of the season contender. A headed goal from him. He's just a complete all-rounder this year. I think Derry City's players should probably be in the shake-up. Rory Keating come off the bench in that game, which is a talking point. At the bottom, look, I'm going to take the bragging rights for saying Bows would get fourth, but you correctly said that Waterford would finish in the playoff place. Sligo Rovers won against the rotated Shamrock Rovers team. They were out of the way by the hour mark. It was all about Waterford Galway. Hodge Almond scored for top scorer, but they couldn't break them down. So Galway survived.
Yeah, and Waterford, and I think we mentioned that when we were talking about the games coming in, the importance of Portagamond. It just wasn't enough today, but I think you're right there. That is really worth mentioning about Keating. Cork now have a week to build up to the cup final. That is now a huge game for Bohemians because they need that to not go Cork's way, but to have Rory Keating back. He did play for the under 20s last week. He got a few minutes today. They've had Ryan back the last couple of weeks. They've Keating back. I think that really will, even though they lost today, that's a little bit of a pep in the step for Cork coming into the cup final, having Keating back. And what can the medical team do with him in a week to get him up to scratch? He won't be fit enough to start in the cup final, but if you're a Cork fan, you feel a lot better today, despite the defeat, seeing Rory Keating come off the bench.
Yeah, Graham Burke off for the knock in Tal. I'm not sure the severity of that. Owen Elding, of course, scoring in that game. Another one of those players who we may not see next year. just like Mason Mealy as well. But we still have action to come. We have Waterford in the playoff against whoever comes through the first division final. We have European games. We have the cup final, where Derry City will be supporting Shamrock Rovers for the sake of around 300 grand and a Europa League spot, and Bows to get back to Europe for the first time since 2021, which was the last time the Pats didn't play in Europe. And as the Shells fans were singing here, they can put away their passports. So, look, thanks very much for joining me, Aidan. That's our final Premier Division review of the year, but we'll have plenty of coverage of the Cup, the playoff, and European matters in the coming weeks.
Thanks, Sam.